It was a Red River wipeout in Game 1. Texas over Oklahoma by 2 touchdowns. Aidan Robbins led a trio of Longhorns with a trifecta of hits, while Casey Borba drove in 6 by himself, meaning tonight is going to be a challenge for Cam Johnson as he tries to find his control for Boomer Sooner. Texas, the first to 5 wins in SEC play. We went into week number 3 with 7 teams tied at 4-2. OU among them, now 4-3 after last night's loss. Hey everybody, welcome to Austin, Texas. Lowell Galindo here with the college baseball legend Keith Moreland. Got to keep this in mind when we look back at game number 1. OU 11-1 this season when they score first, and it looked like they had in the first inning of game number 1. That call is overturned, run comes off the board, then it turns into what could have been versus what actually happened.
Yeah, what actually happened is the Longhorn offense got going, and they started swinging the bat. Instead of jumping out with a lead that took away the running game, Oklahoma wants to get base runners and run the bases. Longhorns took advantage of that, just kept adding on as the game went on.
For OU in game number 2, it's very simple. Cam Johnson throws a fastball 77% of the time. The issue is, over his past 2 starts, only 44% of those fastballs have been located for strikes.
Yeah, you look at it, and when you give up 10 runs and you only gave up 1 hit, but he was outstanding. 32 strikeouts, only 5 walks in his first 4 starts. His last 2 has been a struggle. See if he can do that on the road. Moved out of that opening day starter sort of a weekend series to the second day of the, see if that helps.
And this is a Texas offense. You can put them upside down, have them hit on their head. Go find barrels. They had 6 doubles in game 1. Casey Borba had 1 of them, drove in 6.
Yeah, he was outstanding, and he has been outstanding over the last 3 weeks. He's been one of the hottest hitters in the country, hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
And it's Luke Harrison on the mound facing Trey Gamble, the table setter for the Oklahoma Sooners. It's a lefty that's described not just as the leader of this pitching staff, but Keith, the team.
Well, he's a veteran guy. He's been, so to speak, through a couple administrations. If you look at it that way, he's been around for a while. He's recovered after having surgery, so he's been on campus for an awful long time. He's a veteran guy.
And facing a veteran threat in Gamble, who takes it straight to Ethan Mendoza. And there's 1 quick out.
Not only that leadership, and you look at this lineup, obviously, you look at Gamble, he is that guy that makes it go. But this is a team that can run, Lowell, from top to bottom. If they get on, they're going to put pressure on you and try to move and steal as many bases as they can.
Issue last night was they didn't get enough guys on early. 3 base hits in the first 4 innings against Ruger Riojas, who went the distance in that 14-0 run rule win. There's Camden Johnson. Big cut at the 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Luke Harrison, who will mix pitches well and doesn't truly rely on just 1 pitch. Going back to that fastball 0-2.
Again, that's that glove side command I was talking about. Be able to use his fastball out there. Now he can go to the slider, Lowell, start it out in the same spot, break it off the plate, might get the strikeout.
Going upstairs. Now, the curveball, which is a true lefty that has some serious bite to it, that gets the most swings and misses for hitters trying to square one up against Harrison. Low in the zone, left field. The chase from Anthony Pack Jr. lands in fair territory, and there is a stand-up double for Camden Johnson.
Well, totally different breeze than we had last night. This is blowing in out of the northwest, up to 20, 25 miles an hour. It's going to play havoc on fly balls, and you saw this ball was hit really well going the other way, but that wind kept knocking it down. It was pushing it to the side, and I mean, it just comes down in play and it bounces out of play, so a 1-out double.
It's an OU offense that has struggled as of late, just hitting 196 in the past 5 games. Keith mentioned it, wind was blowing out last night. We had 1 home run, that from Casey Borba. It's an OU team that does not hit a lot of home runs. Their slug usually comes with doubles and triples with elite speed, really from top to bottom in this lineup. Here's tonight's catcher, Brendan Brock. Brock, a JUCO transfer from Southwestern Illinois Community College. His first trip through the SEC has been rough. 12 strikeouts in SEC play. That is the most in the conference. The wind at 21 miles per hour, blowing straight in, gust up to 31 at the moment.
Brock is, you just look at his numbers. He's been one of those big RBI guys. He's driven in 27 runs, so he's a guy in this lineup that's taking advantage of the guys in front of him.
1 for 3 in game 1 with a double to his credit. 3-0, see if he gets the green light. First, they are checking on Johnson back at second base. Johnson, 18 stolen bases to lead the Sooners. And that's in there for the first strike.
Well, they'll steal third as well as second, so you do have to pay attention. They're a threat to go at any time.
70 stolen bases on the year, 9th best in the country. 3-1. And that misses out, and it is a 1-out walk from Luke Harrison. It's going to bring up the gritty Jackson Willits. I think gritty is the best way to describe number 7. Seems like he's been at OU forever. His pops, Reggie Willits, Skip Johnson's right-hand man. He controls this offense. And Willits, the ultimate glue guy. Off speed is in there, strike 1.
That's that curveball you were just talking about. You know, awful lot of people take it. He uses it a lot on first pitch of an at bat, and you just sort of, you freeze on it a little bit. Now you can do different things. He can come back with a heater or the slider.
Willits looking for his first hit of this series against the rival OU. And that is a matchup to follow as OU wants to create havoc. Carson Tenney has done a fantastic job controlling the running game. And double steal, the throw by Tenney. In time, and the tag applied by Temo Becerra. A cut down Camden Johnson.
They want to review this right off the bat. It happened in the first top of the first last night.
At third base.
Yeah, looks like he got that left hand. Becerra certainly was confident. Oh, on that look, though, it looks like the left hand and that mitt does get in time before the tag is applied. So in the first inning of game 1, Gamble scored on a ball that was hit back to Riojas at the pitcher's spot. He threw it to first base, throw came home, and initially ruled that Gamble was safe, challenged, overturned, and that took off what would have been the first run by OU. That angle to me, Keith, looks like Johnson is in there safely. Are you seeing something different?
I'm trying to see right here. The ball is definitely there. The tag goes down. If he makes contact with him right there, he very well could be out. It's just, is there enough video evidence there to overturn the call, because he was called out at third?
I'm thinking the other angle is the better of the angle. So looking for that left sliding mid. That's, I don't know if the glove has made contact with the left hand.
I just don't see that. I don't think it did.
But ruled out as called by our third base umpire, Alvaro January.
This was huge in that first inning last night. Took a run off the board for the Sooners.
Yep.
And this would be second and third with one out here.
It was January who had that call yesterday as the home plate umpire. Told you about that chaos from OU, the double steal. But they're also going up against an All-American catcher in Carson Tenney, transfer from Notre Dame, who's been a wall.
After review, The runner is out. Oklahoma loses this challenge.
Welcome to Austin, Texas. Game number 2 in this rivalry series with Texas and OU. Loa Galindo here with Keith Moreland. Luke Harrison on the mound for the Texas Longhorns. And this ball is ripped to the right side off the bat of Jackson Willis. Let's get you caught up, though, on what just happened. With one out, Oklahoma was able to get Camden Johnson and Brendan Brock on. They went for a double steal. The throw from Carson Tinney went to third base. It was ruled an out on the field. Oklahoma immediately challenged it, and the call was upheld. So that double steal did not work. Willits then grounds out to first base, and that gets us out of the inning. This is so critical because OU 11-1 when scoring first.
Yeah, they had a great opportunity to score in last night's ball game. It was taken off after review, and then this out at third, he was called out, it was reviewed, it was upheld, and it just takes you out of an inning. It's one of the things that the Sooners like to do. They like to use their running game and get it going, and they've got what they consider their ace. It's been moved back a day, coming out right now.
Certainly, Cam Johnson, through the first 4 starts, looked like an ace. In SEC play, it has been far from that. He throws his fastball, which is dominant, nearly unhittable when it is on, 77% of the time. However, over the past 2 starts, he's located that fastball for a strike only 44% of the time.
Well, it's really difficult to win if you can't throw strikes with your best pitch, and that's his heater. You just take a look at it. He's the junior. Maryland, 6'6", what a great frame. It's nice and easy. Let's see. He's got to find the strike zone. You know, be the ace that the Sooners need. They have done a nice job coming back after dropping opening games in SEC play to come back and win series. See if he can get that done, and it all starts on the mound.
Cam Johnson simply has to fill it up against the Texas lineup that is locked in right now. 14 runs in a run rule win in game number 1. All the starters had hits. Anthony Pack Jr. scored 4 runs, a season high. You're talking 1 through 9, good luck. And to add a wrinkle to this matchup, Texas is one of the best offenses in college baseball when it comes to their chase rate. They will not chase pitches out of the zone. It's going to be very tough for Cam Johnson against this Texas lineup. Last night, 14-0 win, largest shutout win for Texas in the series history. 17 hits, 6 were doubles, both of those season highs. The wind was blowing out. Texas got 1 home run with Casey Borba. It is now blowing in at more than 20 miles per hour.
Well, it's a much different type of ball game. The only time the ball's going to get out of here, Lowell, is going to be down the right field line. But it's going to be a game where you got to get on top of the baseball. We're going to see some balls misjudged in the air tonight. There is no question.
Average fastball for Cam Johnson, 95 miles per hour. 22nd fastest in college baseball. And that is one pitch, but it's what he needed in there, 96 for a strike.
Well, it's not really a sinker. It's got good movement all over the place. It's a fastball, and he just actually tries to throw it down the middle, but it has some sink to it. That one just misses downstairs.
Ben McDonald did a great job in the series against LSU, pointing out that Cam Johnson has control issues. It's missing to his glove side. And that is a filthy pitch from Cam Johnson. Gets a swing and miss.
That's a really good changeup. Great arm speed with it. And Mendoza out in front.
Just a 3-pitch mix. It's going to be a changeup to righties. He'll throw a slider to lefties. And this is an enormous early delivery for Cam Johnson. And when it's that Cam Johnson, good luck. 98 swing and a miss. Mendoza down on strikes.
Yeah, after throwing him a changeup on the pitch before, and then he changed his eye level, Lowell. This ball is up, out over the plate. Mendoza can't catch up to it.
Skip Johnson had to think about how he was going to stack his pitching rotation with this being a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Decided to go with LJ Mercurius in game number 1. Wanted to take some pressure off Cam Johnson. I'm sure his head has been spinning over the past 2 starts in which he has struggled in SEC play.
Right now he's showing really good mound presence on the road, hostile environment.
Carson Tenney.
But let's be honest, Lowell, this is a great night to pitch. If you're a pitcher, you look at there's 30-mile-an-hour wind behind your back. You know, hit it into the breeze all you want to and attack. So it's a great night to pitch.
1-1 to Tenney, who was 1 for 3 last night. And that's called ball 2-1. Skip Johnson knows how to take an unfinished product and make him into an elite pitcher. He's trying to do that with Cam Johnson. Says he is as talented as any lefty he has worked with. And that is a long, distinguished list. Start here at the University of Texas, working with the pitchers under Augie Garrido. And has continued his success as a head coach with OU. 3-1 to Carson Tenney. And you have the opening strikeout. You look locked in, and then you put Carson Tenney on.
It's about finding that release point on a regular basis. Where am I going to go with the ball? We told you the scouting report. His stuff's outstanding. He's just got to get it in the zone regular. And as a hitter, when you face a guy like this, you got to really zone out early. And what I mean by that is I've got to look for one pitch in one spot because his stuff's so good that you're not going to hit it, and you hope he gets behind you.
Aiden Robbins on fire. It is a barrel party for this young man. Swings and misses, 94, down 0-1. Has embraced the role of being the bad guy for SEC foes. Had a lot of fun jawing back and forth with the crowd at Auburn last weekend. That's down in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Brendan Brock, extremely athletic catcher for Skip Johnson. JUCO transfer. The other catcher, Dayton LaChance, over at first base tonight. The 1-1. That misses low. Brock gets the glove down.
This is, again, you're looking for that fastball in one spot that you can get to. You know it's going to be firm. You hope that it's about the belt.
And again, it's a Texas team that does not chase. 16% chase rate against fastballs. That's 37th best in D1 baseball. And when they get one in the zone, they hammer it. The 5th best OPS against the fastball this year. Could get one here. He does, he fouls it off.
That had some late movement to it, got off the barrel. Now you got a chance. Do you put the runner in motion here? A guy that's been erratic with strikes in his last couple of appearances. I don't think you run here.
Tough to do, but he gets Aiden Robbins down on strikes. The second of the inning for Cam Johnson.
This is just in a tough spot right here. And it's that sinking fastball. He just got him to swing over the top of it. That's a big out, coming back from 3-0.
Adrian Rodriguez, always a tough out. LJ Mercurius found out the hard way in game number 1. Took him to a full count. Rodriguez fought one to the opposite field. Was able to get Texas on the board. They scored 13 more after that. What is it like, though, when you know it's coming? If you're a batter, you know the usage rate for that fastball.
Well, all hitters say, I want to hit the fastball. What a good, perfectly placed fastball is the best pitch in the game. You're just not going to get much slugging percentage on it. So you hope is you get one not too up, because that 96 up there you're not getting on top of. You want it just below the belt where you can get the barrel to it.
Johnson does have the third highest average velo on a pitch this season. But part of that is the heavy fastball usage skews that average velo.
He showed me a really nice changeup a couple of times in this first inning too.
Back to the fastball, misses out. Pitch number 19, so still within the range that Cam Johnson wants to be in. 67 pitches in 1 1/3 last week at LSU. A return to the program where he started his career. 3-1 to Rodriguez. He was a little tied up there, and it's a full count.
Wait, it's so smooth and easy. Ball just jumps out of his hands, Lowell. You've seen those guys that are max effort. Well, he's nice and smooth, and the ball just jumps out of his hands.
Tenney is off, and up the middle for Adrian Rodriguez. Tenney takes the turn and will slide into third base. Back-to-back brilliant at-bats for Adrian Rodriguez, his first time up against OU.
Well, it's works the count late and then finds the way to get the barrel to it. A ball that came in at about 96 and left at about 102. That's a quick turnaround.
On the corners now for Temo Becerra. Becerra, 3 for 4 last night, drove in 2. All singles. Again, the significance of scoring first. OU is a completely different team when they have to play from behind.
Well, it slows down their running game. You don't want to run into outs on the base pass.
They did that right off the jump at the top of the first, running into an out with a double steal. And Skip Johnson will come out to meet with Cam Johnson and Brendan Brock.
Well, you've shown 23 pitches, Lowell, 13 of them outside the zone. I mean, it puts you behind the 8 ball so much that hitters can really start to zone it out. I mean, I really don't think he's doing anything. He's not overthrowing. He's been pretty smooth in his delivery. He's just had a tough time finding that release point out in front where he can repeat it.
He's got 17.5 inches of horizontal break on his fastball. That thing is moving. So among left-handed pitchers, that's the 11th most.
Yeah, and that's from his tilt, from his height. That's what creates that.
6'6", 256 for one of the top prospects coming out of high school 3 years ago. 2-0. And a good conversation from Skip.
Becerra, the Stanford transfer, is such a veteran hitter. He really works good counts.
Fouled out of play, and it's 2-2. How many pitches outside the fastball you think we've seen?
Well, I know of three
change-ups.
change-ups. I have not seen a curveball.
Rodriguez dancing at first. Becerra still fighting.
That's just keeping an at-bat alive, because that was a live 96-mile-an-hour fastball in the strike zone. So couldn't get to it, but able to just keep the at-bat alive.
Only 5 strikeouts for the Longhorns last night in game number 1. Rodriguez was off, and 3 straight fouled to the right side.
Well, you just gave some incredible numbers of what Texas does, but you look up on the board, there's no runs on the board, and you think, well, it's nothing, no harm, no foul. Except this is going to be the 28th pitch of the inning.
Yeah. 2 strikeouts, a walk, and the single on a full count by Adrian Rodriguez. And that's in there for the third punch out for Cam Johnson. So yeah, the pitch count was a little high, but considering what had developed in the previous 2 weeks, they will take this for Cam Johnson. He's back. Both teams threatened, put runners in scoring position in the first inning. Neither team could scratch across one of those early runs, and it's tough to do that against these Texas Arms. We saw Ruger Riojas, 7-inning complete game shutout last night. Win number 5, Harrison at a 2.37 ERA, and Valantis, your game 3 starter at a 1.35. Come on now.
They have been really good. Their entire staff's been good all season long, and I think the big strikeout walk ratio is a major part of that, throwing a lot of strikes.
2.83 team ERA for the Longhorns after last night's shutout. That is 3rd best in the nation. And it's Luke Harrison falling behind the JUCO transfer. Dayton LaChance, he's from Quebec. When he's playing catcher, he is known to cuss at his pitchers in French during mound visits.
All right.
They don't know what he's saying.
I don't know if you're getting your point across because they don't understand you.
And a 4-pitch walk to the number 5 hitter in the lineup.
Second walk issued by Harrison. It's one of the things he's done really well is pitched ahead, but it's his second of the night.
LaChance's the guy that's not a threat on the bases. No attempts this season. Alex Blair, talk about big-time upside. One of the top draft prospects out of high school. And this is off the glove of Becerra for a single into left field. He had to make up his mind whether he's going to play basketball for Porter Moser or baseball for Skip Johnson. Played 1 game for OU basketball because this is his upside.
Well, he's got such great leverage. He moves well. He's athletic, and with that height, that leverage, he's going to be a guy that's going to hit a bunch of balls out of the ballpark at some point in his career. Boy, great opportunity here for the Sooners.
Casey Borba preparing for the bunt at first base. This is Drew Dickerson. Not flashing the bunt and takes a first pitch strike. Dickerson was not a starter in game number 1. Got in as a pinch hitter, went 0 for 1. Hitting in the 7th spot tonight. Becerra, Rodriguez, Mendoza, Borba from left to right. Borba has now backed off. Here's the bunt. Harrison's going to pick it up, whip it to first, and the job is done by Dickerson. Now everybody moving up to 2nd and 3rd.
Well, did a nice job. Took the first pitch and decided, well, let's put the bunt down and see what happens here, and executes perfectly right there. Only chance was at first base to get an out. Another great opportunity here in the 2nd inning for the Sooners.
And it's Kyle Branch. You look at his numbers overall, 228 on the season. He's actually gotten right in SEC play. A little slash and got a piece of it. A .353 batting average in conference play. Not too bad for the sophomore.
Got a ton of experience last year as a freshman. Young man's brother's an outstanding player at Georgia. You expect him to, for the end of the year, his numbers to start going up.
And the rare pickoff move to 3rd base.
Got to do a little work on that because left-hander cannot see over there.
I don't know if I've seen that since 8U.
Yeah, I've seen it twice now this year with Harrison.
And that's past Becerra. OU was on the board. They get 1. How about a 2 spot? And Kyle Branch just saving his best for SEC play, and that is the start OU was looking for.
Take advantage of the leadoff walk, Lowell, and then you get a base hit behind it. You do the sacrifice, and then the double to go with it. That's the way you get your offense going, and you take advantage. And boy, nice piece of hitting. This ball was up, Just by a diving Becerra. 2-0 Sooner lead.
He's going to bring up the athletic Jason Walk. Showed bump, pulled it back, strike one from Harrison, who was not accustomed to allowing early runs or runs period. 2.37 ERA. He has been fantastic in SEC play. Branch has one stolen base on the season. And see if they get creative here with Walk, who's hitting 227 on the year. And went 0 for 1 last night. Long hold for Harrison. And it's 1-1.
Harrison's one of those veteran guys again. He's pitched for an awful long time. He will watch the pitch clock, and you'll see him take it down to 3 seconds an awful lot. Force the hitter, hoping the hitter steps out. Just a little bit off tonight. You can just see he's just not hitting his spots like he has here in the last 3 or 4 outings for Harrison.
Branch feinted the steal attempt, and Mendoza is able to make the play to retire the speedster at first. So 2 down. Jim Schlossnagle has done a fantastic job with this Texas program. Number 2 seed last season after winning the SEC in their first go-around. Dropped the regional at home to UTSA. Obviously tough, but Texas has reloaded, and in part keeping a lot of key players back, especially guys like Luke Harrison on the mound. And this ball is hammered to right field, but the wind is blowing in. Duplantier is there to a knee to make the catch. But OU does what it needs to do. Much different team when they strike first. They put up 2, courtesy of the 2-run double from Kyle Branch. Windy night, temps dropping here in Austin, Texas. But a great crowd on hand for rivalry baseball. OU with the 2-0 lead over Texas. A laborious first inning for Cameron Johnson, but it could have been worse. 108 combined pitches in the first inning over the last 3 games. He had 28 in the first frame of this one. 25 were fastballs. 15 of those fastballs were located for strikes.
Well, you look at that scenario, but the big number, he threw a 0 up on the board.
Anthony Pack, the first lefty that Johnson sees in the Texas lineup. 93 for a strike. And with this lefty matchup, typically when we will see a slider mixed in at about 80. That slider curve. Anthony Pack, this guy was fired up last night to draw a walk his first time up. You can tell just by watching, loves to play the game. Plays it the right way as well. Pack 7 walks in SEC play, 5th most. He's got the 2nd best OBP for the Longhorns overall at 454.
Yeah, he'll take his walks. He's got 20 on the season.
Straight gas from Johnson. And with 2 strikes, OU shifting even further back to the right side. There's the slugger Casey Borba waiting on deck.
It changes your mindset a little bit as a hitter, though. But you can feel this wind. I mean, everybody in the ballpark, everybody here can feel it. So You're stepping into the box. It changes your ideas.
Strikeout number 4 for Cam Johnson. Now he's got to face Casey Borba, who's locked in 8 home runs in his last 12 games, including one last night.
And it was a no-doubter. Landed in the tennis courts.
Not bad. 24 RBIs over the last 12 games. As locked in as any player in the SEC. 9 home runs overall. 4 of those in conference played. Tied with Ole Miss slugger Tristan Becerra for that top spot.
Good changeup. Just turns it over. Has Borba out in front. That's what strike one does for you when you got 96, 97 with your heater, and if you can get ahead with it, you start getting the hitter to expand.
The 0-2. Tough to get these Texas batters to chase. Troy Tulowitzki has brought that pro mentality from his all-star playing days in the bigs. And if you get these Texas hitters more than a year with Tulo, look out. Here's the 1-2. And again, low in the zone, but Borba doesn't even flinch. There is Tulo. His offense, the 17th best OPS in college baseball. And this is what makes him elite. They see pitches at a high clip, both OU and Texas offensively, top 10 in pitches per plate appearance. The payoff with 1 down. And Johnson got ahead. Borba stood his ground. It's a 1-out walk.
Well, the Longhorns have walked, struck out, and Rodriguez in a nice sharp single to center. So there's only one ball been put in play to this point. But when you have guys that have elite stuff on the mound, there's not a lot of balls put in play. It's not about playing defense.
Typically the runners that have been put on have been in that way, shape, and form. Walks, the free passes from Johnson. 6 walks. The game 1 start against LSU last week did not make it out of the 2nd inning. 1-0 to Duplantier, and did that clip him? No, and it's ball 2.
Duplantier has started to play on a regular basis with some of the injuries that Texas has had. Well, you can see him get more confident as an offensive player. He's starting to get regular at bats.
2 hits last night. That's in there for a strike. And that massive home run that he hit in game 2, the first of his career. And that was up Plainsman Park against Auburn. And this is tailor-made ground ball for the double play. Willits, Branch, LaChance. And Johnson gets out of it. We're going to talk to his head coach, Skip Johnson, when we return from Austin, Texas. 2-0 Oklahoma with the lead.
Yeah.
A 2-0 lead for Skip Johnson in Oklahoma. We now welcome in the head coach of Boomer Sooner. Coach, it's pretty obvious where we start. Cam on the bump. What have you seen?
I mean, just trying to we just need him to be the best version of himself, trying to not do too much. You know, I mean, he's got great electric stuff. I mean, he got electric arm, and you just got to bear with him, man. He's got swing and miss stuff, so it's pretty fun to watch when it's on.
Skip, one of the things I know you talked to your team, you washed last night and still come back today and just, go play your ball game. And I'm sure that's what you told them.
Yeah, I mean, do you think these guys understand what winning and losing is at times, So I understand that. Hey, man, I've been over in that other dugout and gave up 31 with a 9-0 lead. So, that's baseball. It just happens, and we lost some momentum in the game last night, and that's what happens.
Skip, guys are looking sharp. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
And he did a really good job managing, despite that deficit, in a way that would keep his top bullpen arms healthy and fresh for Game 2 and Game 3. The guys that they brought after Mercurius, those aren't their high leverage arms.
No, but they brought in some good arms. I'm not saying that, ooh, lead off batter with a hit batter. And a guy that can run.
Takes it. And that is the third free pass issued by Harrison. 2 walks and a hit batter. And Camden Johnson is a man that certainly can scoot when he gets on the bases. 18 of 19 stolen bases this season. 70 for the Sooners, tied for the most in the SEC. But Carson Tenney and company have only allowed 7 successful swipes. No break there for Camden Johnson on the off speed to Brendan Brock, who walked his first time up.
He's 18 of 20 now because he got thrown out in the first inning at third base, but he's still, that's
oh,
good.
the snap throw gets away, not even close to Borba. Johnson may think about third. Here he comes. Long throw from Borba, and he's in there safe. And some barking going on right now between Camden Johnson and Timo Becerra. They had plenty of time in the first inning of this game to get to know each other after Johnson was thrown out trying to swipe third on a double steal.
Well, the throw was just wild. Borba has to get to it. He's the only one that can get there. The throw is just offline. Becerra's going to hold the tag on him, and then they all of a sudden got into a little bit of contact there. And, it's going to be that type of game. It always is, and he just kept it right there, trying to see if he could get up, and then the tempers flared a little bit.
As they should in this rivalry. So much on the line here. Week number 3 of SEC play. But with a jam-packed top of the SEC standings, everything matters in a series like this. First time since 2009 that OU and Texas go into a series against each other, both ranked in the top 10. So E1 on that pick attempt by Luke Harrison.
Yeah, hit batter, throwing error, and all of a sudden 90 feet away is an insurance run.
Here's Brendan Brock to the left side. Becerra's going to throw home. The tag on the money. And for the second time, Camden Johnson gets chopped down on the bases. What a play by Becerra, no hesitation. He knew where he was going with that throw.
Well, he was playing about halfway. He wasn't all the way up, Lowell. So you got to make it. He's behind the bag, but he makes that decision right away. And boy, it's good speed. Johnson can really run. He really closed the window, but a good tag by Carson Tenney as well to get the out at the plate. That's a huge turnaround of the inning.
That's 2 runs that Texas, as the pick is on the money. Now we got a little rundown and the swim move to elude the tag. How did Brendan Brock do that? Dead to rights, and somehow he's standing on second base.
Well, he did a nice job to make a little move. Borba does what you're supposed to, running back and make him commit to a bag. Whoop. And then right there, Rodriguez didn't get him. He's safe, and he didn't get out of the baseline. That goes as a stolen base.
His 13th on the season. It's a catcher with great athleticism. Now it's up to Jackson Willits to try to bring him in. But the point I was making before that ball was put in play, 2 runs now that Texas has saved at home. Both early runs, the game very much in the balance.
Well, they got an out at third with 1 out in the game, and then they got an out at the plate with the first out of the inning.
1-1 to Willits. And that is chopped to Mendoza. And Mendoza fires to first for the second out. Moves Brock up to third base. More along the lines, though, of what we expected from these two teams in terms of a battle, some hot emotions, tight play in game number one.
Yeah, and Oklahoma showing what they do. I mean, they put pressure on you defensively to make plays with their speed.
14-0 Texas win in game number one. The chance to Rodriguez. And the pick from Casey Borba. OU thought they had added another. Yet it was the play by Timo Becerra after he did not make the tag against Camden Johnson. Says, wait, I'll get you trying to go home. Carson Tinney put it on him. Then a little whoop whoop to get Brock to second base. It's still 2-0. Texas cut down a would-be run at home plate. Keeps the score at 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Uh-oh, that makes me dizzy just looking at that. How about you and me, Keith?
We'll do
Before
that
the
tomorrow,
start
but
of
I'm
game three?
No, I'm not doing that.
I'm actually with you. I cannot do the spin, especially the run. Vomit City. Anyways, game number 3. We're going to have it for you on SEC Network tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 local. Yeah. I used to, but not anymore. Those days have passed me by. Cam Johnson. We heard from Skip Johnson. That fastball is electric, and it's one of the best pitches in baseball when he's locating it. And for the most part, he has located it. 22 of 38 fastballs for strikes tonight. Yet to consider that when you compare previous 2 starts, 44% of his fastballs were connecting for strikes. Here's Maddox Mansour. And it's 2-1.
It makes it so difficult. You see pitches, 2 of them not close, and then the 2-0 pitch right there, you're thinking, I'm not going to pitch to hit, is a dynamite pitch at 95 at the knees, inside corner. Sometimes guys are very difficult to hit when they're effectively wild. If they can keep you from walking the yard, you're just not comfortable as a hitter because, I mean, this right here is a hitter's count, but he can put it in a spot that's tough to hit. Just like that.
Yeah, he was looking for that pitch and, man, waved through it. 49 pitches now for Cam Johnson. You're a little concerned with that pitch count in the first inning when it got up to 28. But all 3 outs retired were strikeouts. Add another one to the list at 98 from Cam Johnson.
Well, he just has, and that's the other thing, Lo. He just has the ability to reach back and get a little more when he needs it. I mean, that's only a mile and a half faster than his previous pitch, but it's just one of those that you just can't catch up to.
It was tough to watch him struggle the previous 2 games.
Yeah.
For him as a young man, to see him enjoying the moment, to show some of that emotion after that strikeout, it's a good sight. Back to the top of the lineup, Ethan Mendoza, strikeout victim number 1. And it's 97 in there for a strike. Mendoza went hitless in the series against Auburn. He was the last Longhorn starter to come up with a hit in game number 1. Junior from South Lake Carroll High School. Second season at Texas and spent a lot of time in the weight room adding muscle to be able to get some more juice when he finds barrels, which he does at a frequent clip. Texas with 1 hit on the night. That's a dot, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, that goes back to what I was saying. you're ahead and you think, all right, I can really start zoning out, I call it, on a pitch. And then he dots the I at 96 on the outside corner at the knees.
2-2. And that runs way in. And it's a full count. Are those the pitches that you would like to see be more competitive at 2-2 and not waste one like that?
Yeah, it's just inconsistency with his release point.
Johnson's going to have to cover. LaChance makes a fine play, and Johnson does. That's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, he does his job. He shows his athleticism. He realized he didn't break right away. You can see right there, and then he realizes I got to go, and then he shows you his athleticism for a big man, and gets over to cover the base. I mean, impressive talent. You can. He's going to have a bright future as he starts to corral the strike zone on a regular basis.
You run like that, though, maybe a future for you on the gridiron with OU football. Put you at tight end, let you go to work.
He can work every 5 days in this sport.
And not take a beating.
Yes.
And Keith, my man, knows all about that. Played football and baseball here at the University of Texas.
That was a good breaking ball right there. The best one we've seen from the Sooner left-hander.
Hasn't been a lot to pick from.
Well, he hadn't thrown many, but I mean, that's the best one. I mean, it started out away, had good snap to it. Caught the outside corner and quickly hit 0-2, 60th pitch of the ball game coming.
So there's been 6 3-ball counts so far against Cam Johnson. These are the moments you're ahead 0-2. What does the pitch selection location look like? Can you get the put-out pitch right now to keep that pitch count down? 1-2. And the answer is yes. Backed him up. What do you think about that one, Keith Moreland?
Really nice changeup. Just does a great job. We'll visit with Ruger Riojas when we come back. 2-0 Sooners through 3.
Texas looking for the comeback, down 2-0 in game number 2 against OU. Ruger Riojas, man, the flow, the stash, the 19-pitch arsenal, it seems like. It was all on display last night. 7-inning for the complete game shutout, 8 strikeouts, 6th time that Ruger Riojas has done that this season. And now we are joined by Ruger. I know you've done this a lot. There's probably a lot of special moments. What made that performance special to you, Ruger?
Yeah, first, it was the first complete game that I'd thrown in, my college career, of course. It was a shortened game due to the run rule, but still an awesome feat to have. Be able to do it in the Red River rivalry is also pretty cool. Like, our thing is it's always a nameless, faceless opponent, but, just for the people in the seats, it means a little more for them, so it's good to do that. And then, of course, doing it on my mom's birthday was probably the coolest thing for the family, and she was able to be here for the game, and she got the game ball and the lineup card, and we brought her down to the field, and it was just a very special moment for my family and I.
That's awesome. What's your mom's name?
Kimberly. She is in Section 111 right now.
Happy birthday, belated birthday to Kimberly. Oh, how about this? How about Luke getting over to cover first, Ruger?
Athlete. He's an athlete, man. We always take ground balls every other day, and we're working it with Max or she's hitting ground balls to us, and it pays off. He's one of the best at fielding his position.
Ruger, I'm going to talk about the offseason after last year, how it ended. You going through, you can just tell you've gotten yourself bigger, stronger. What were some of your goals when you got into September and flowing into the start of this season?
Yeah, for me, when I like to set goals, I like to start with the end goal in mind, which is to win a national championship. And in order to do that, I had to get my body right and, polish up a few things on the mound and just get in the right headspace and be ready to go when February came. And I think, all that preparation has gotten me to where I am today, and it's, I think it's worked out quite well.
Ruger, you got one of the best fastballs in the game, but what really stands out about the way you pitch, it's not like you just rely on that fastball over and over and over. What is your approach and how you select how to use that dominant fastball?
Yeah, no, it's, good to have a good fastball. I honestly think all my pitches are my best pitches, and just the way that Max calls the game and how random we are with, sequences and stuff. I don't even like to use that word, but, just how he calls the game is super poetic, and it's I like to play a guessing game, figuring out what he's going to call. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes like, whatever, let's do it. So it's fun, it's random, and it's great.
I've had fun with you, just talking with you about it. When do you know you're going to drop down? Is it right if you get the call, or is it something you're thinking as an at-bat starts and you get a pitch in or 2 pitches in, you think, I think I'm going to drop down here?
Yeah, no, it's always random. It always comes in over the intercom or the pitch comm, whenever I'll drop down, but it's always random. It's, I don't like to think of it as like a really odd different pitch because I dropped down before. It's just, another pitch in my arsenal that I have. So that's all I got on that.
Do they call it, though, as a drop-down pitch, so are they telling you the arm slot to throw that particular pitch from?
Yeah, we'll say a pitch before the actual pitch to identify it being a, drop down.
Very cool. Very cool. Your look, real quick, what's the inspiration for it? It's amazing.
I don't even know where it started. This is honestly like first time in a while that I've let my hair grow out, and usually it's like really straight, but it's actually got some flow and some curl behind it.
You're working on it, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You got a name for it. You got some flow.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. I mean, I've never been able to, maintain some lettuce like this, so this was really cool. And the stash something I had last year, and I honestly don't like the way my face looks without it, so I kept that. And then I think it was just, the complete look growing out the hair, and how the headband sits under the hat with the hair just makes it look, phenomenal.
I'm sure Kimberly says that you look amazing without your mustache.
She likes the mustache. She wishes I'd cut my hair, though. But, I'm not on that train yet.
Birthday present? Nah.
We'll leave it for Christmas. We'll leave it for Christmas.
Yeah. You're red hot right now. You don't mess with anything. Don't mess with anything.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey, Ruger, we appreciate your time. Keep it up, man. It's been great catching up, and it's so much fun to watch the joy that you play the game with.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Meanwhile, Luke Harrison doing his thing. A ground out, a strikeout, and this one popped up, but out of play. That's a fun conversation with Ruger.
Yeah, he is. He's really fun when you're around him and his thinking. Like you said, I loved what he said right there. He is guessing and anticipating. How do you get better as a pitcher when somebody's calling your game? Why is he calling this? How is he calling this? Why is he doing this? You can hear him right there. He's trying to anticipate what's going to be called because he wants to go on to the next level. More likely, he and his catcher are going to call the game.
Yeah.
It's not going to be done from the dugout.
I just think it's so cool that they are calling also the arm angle.
Yeah.
For that pitch as well.
Tough play.
To right field, Duplantier. Did he make the catch? No, foul ball. Long run right into the padding.
Well, it's so difficult on a night when you have this breeze. You go down into the corner, and this ball right here, you can see it start to come back, and it's just foul. He just can't quite secure it. It would have been an amazing catch to catch that baseball. And you see it coming back. The ball was sort of got underneath and was coming back toward him and just ticked off the end of his glove. Could have got his pitcher out of the inning, but that would have been a great play.
Ninth pitch of the at-bat, 54th of the night coming from Luke Harrison. Got it. 1-2-3 inning for Luke Harrison, and a happy belated birthday to Kimberly Riojas. Your son is awfully entertaining. 2-0 OU.
We go to the bottom of the fifth. 2-0 Sooners. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. But the difference in this game right now is this young man right here, Cameron Johnson. He has established the fastball. That one jumping up That was the first breaking ball that he got a strikeout. Then that looks like a breaking ball, but that's his heater. He's got enough sink to it right there, and he has just done an outstanding job attacking people. Comes back, gets a strikeout with a slider of Carson Tenney, and you just see it right. He has really found himself. 51 of his 61 pitches have been the fastball, and 30 of those have been in the strike zone.
77% fastball usage rate coming into this matchup. Really throws only 3 pitches. It's come and get it. And opponents against that fastball this season, a 184 average. So opponents know what pitch is coming, and when it's even close to the zone, it's very, very difficult to get a barrel. Aiden Robbins learned the hard way. Struck out his first time up. Still one of the most feared players in the SEC in his first season since transferring from Seton Hall. 3 home runs in the series against Auburn. And that was the non-fastball.
No, it's the changeup. Just got it out in front, didn't finish it. And I love his tempo. He's smooth. He's not herky-jerky, and he is not max effort.
20th round selection out of high school by the Cardinals. LSU tried to use him as a bullpen piece his first year on campus in Baton Rouge. Did not work out. Came to Norman. 6 starts last season, 5.23 ERA. And another strikeout, now 7 for Big Cam.
If you're looking for the express and get the local, you're going to have a tough time, and that's exactly what happened here. That changeup, you're thinking it's going to come at 97. He takes 8 or 10 miles off of it with great arm speed. You're just going to be out in front.
No pitcher in college baseball was more under the microscope this week than Cam Johnson. Got all the talk for looking like he was locked in his first 4 starts. And then some of that negativity creeped in after he struggled in SEC play. People wanted to see how he would deal with this environment with a chance to bounce back. He has passed the test to this point. Still a long ways to go. Adrian Rodriguez, the man that has the lone hit against Johnson. And he shakes his head and says, no, I ain't chasing that. I don't know if there's a more animated hitter in college baseball than Adrian Rodriguez. Emotion against emotion here. Low strike, 2-1.
Well, that was right at the bottom of the zone.
Rodriguez hitting cleanup, switch hitter. No home runs on the season. That almost hit him. Rodriguez does not like that, continues to maintain eye contact with Cam Johnson. 3-1. And that is ball 4. Have you ever seen a guy stare down the pitcher on walks like Adrian Rodriguez does?
Everybody has their own level of what they need to do to be able to perform and play the game. Some people like intensity. Some people like to be calm.
He's that ultimate player. If he's not on your team,
he's not on the kickoff team where you're going down trying to kill somebody.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
if he's your guy, you love it. Absolutely love it. Here's Becerra. Rodriguez dancing on first. In there for a first pitch strike. Becerra also was a strikeout victim his first time up. So Rodriguez, the leader in stolen bases, 8 for 9 on the season. That's tied for the team lead with Anthony Pack. And every lead looks different. It's like he's busted out a different dance move.
But he's got such great arm speed with his changeup that hitter's just way out front because he keeps his arm speed up. He doesn't slow his body down. He does not give away the changeup in his delivery.
Now we got the hop. staying put. And it's 1-2.
That's a tough pitch to take.
Two 2-0 lead for Oklahoma. After getting shut out 14-0 in game number 1. And the pick move. But Keith, there was really little doubt, I know, between us on the response that we would see for OU. They've been in this position before. Maybe not 14-0, but handling adversity is what that club does.
Yeah, think about it. They opened up against Texas A&M, a really good ball club. Then they had to travel to Baton Rouge, take on LSU. Now their third conference series, they're on the road at Texas. So you're going to be tested in the environments that you're in. You're going to get used to in this league because it's a heavyweight fight every night.
Johnson at 75 pitches. There's now activity beyond the left field fence in the OU bullpen. And this is up the middle. And a double play ball. Cam Johnson is locked in. The second inning ending double play. 2-0 Boomer. Young man from Dripping Springs, Texas.
The drip.
Enjoying a hot dog on this awesome Friday night here in Austin. OU with a 2-0 lead over Texas. OU softball in action Saturday on SEC Network, taking on LSU. You'll see it noon Eastern. Luke Harrison back to work, the leader of this Texas pitching staff. And it is Jason Walk leading off. OU is able to score 2 in the second. First lead of the series on the first run that they've scored this series. Walk grounded out his first time up. Breaker is out, and it's 2-2.
You know, they got the 2 in the second, but well, they've had opportunities. They've had base runners a lot.
And look at that ball. Not hit hard at that as well, but Walk has afterburners. Somehow he jogs into second base. You talk about getting out of the box fast. Lightning quick for Jason Walk.
He really got deep in his kitchen here. Glove side command. It really jammed him, but the aluminum bat allows him to do that. And then right there, he reaches down and just steps on it. Like he hit the clutch and dropped it into low and took off and easily into second base.
And that is a double on a 64-mile-per-hour exit velocity. Dad's coaching your kids at home and not telling them to hit the ball hard, it doesn't matter. Well, let's put an asterisk by that one. Not many guys can turn 64 into a double on this level. Jason Walk can. Put that one in the right spot and just running. But to your point, OU has run themselves out of runs.
Well, they had a couple outs on the base paths, no question, but that's their style. They're going to play aggressive.
Gamble to center field. Robbins a few steps back. And here comes Walk trying to take third. And easily does. Last night, that ball maybe off the fence.
Oh, would have went a long way. You're absolutely right. But how about what they do? And Gamble's such a veteran player. They call him Uncle. He just comes to the plate, gets the job done, hits the ball well, but moves the runner up and then just move a guy to third base with one out. So, just playing good offensive baseball.
Fifth time that the Sooners have gotten a base runner to third tonight. Only 2 yesterday in game 1. And that is hit to second base. Oklahoma will add another as Camden Johnson does the job. And it really reminds me of how we saw OU score 2 in the second inning. It was a walk, a single, a sack, and then the double. They are manufacturing runs.
Well, he hit this ball firmly. just by a diving Borba, who just had to really sprint to get back to the bag to get that out at first, but it gets the job done. On the ground out. Get some separation for the Sooners.
3-0 lead for OU. And that barely gets by Rodriguez's glove for a single to the left side. And hit number 5 with the Sooners.
That third time through the order. And usually that's when hitters become more comfortable, Lowell, that they've seen your pitches. You really have to make your better pitches that third and fourth time through the batting order, because they've seen it out of your hands. More than likely, they've seen all the pitches that you throw.
Here's the leader, Jackson Willits. First pitch strike from Luke Harrison. Skip Johnson says Willits is the veteran that keeps this whole thing together. And smartly, Becerra lets it go foul, no play. But that's fair with Willits' speed. Willits is a ball player, man. He's one of those guys that...
Well, he's been around the ballpark his entire life.
Yeah, following dad, younger brother, an absolute stud as well. There's dad, Reggie Willits, essentially the offensive coordinator. Long run of the Yankees org. 0-2 to Reggie Willits' son. Runner on first, and for the second time, Harrison picks one off. But for the second time, OU gets to second safely. The throw to third, not in time. And Brendan Brock, man, he is causing all sorts of fits on the bases for Texas. Second straight time it's been Brock that's been picked off at first, and he's reached after that pickoff.
Get the stolen base and then throw from Borba just sails a little bit on Rodriguez, and Pack was there to back it up but couldn't make the throw to third, so I would go stolen base. E3 allows him to round to third base.
And Willits is down on strikes. OU is able to add another manufacturing runs to get out to a 3-0 edge in game number 2 in Austin. Friday night at UFCU Disch-Falk Field, rivalry baseball. Texas got OU in game number 1, 14-0. Really put it on them. Largest shutout win for UT in rivalry history. He had 17 hits, 8 for extra bases. Tonight, 1 hit, no runs. The difference is Cam Johnson is locked in, and the fastball is filthy. And Coach Schlossnagle left looking for answers. It's certainly an offense with enough juice to turn this thing around quickly. And with an elevated pitch count at 76, it seems extremely unlikely that Johnson can go the rest of the way.
I think you're trying to get him through this frame. See if he can throw a shutout inning. And you would think, well, why would you take him out at that point? It's been such a struggle his last 2 outings, Lowell, that you don't want something negative to come back. You want to let him build off of this start. This last 2, you see the numbers, 3 2/3, where he walked 13 batters and allowed 10 runs. So if he can find a way here to get through this inning and not throw up any runs, and then all of a sudden, you can go to your bullpen and he can have a real good feeling going into next week.
OU does have their elite arms ready to go in the bullpen. Did not use them in game 1. Cade Leon, Gavin Jones, Jackson Cleveland, Jason Bowden as well. Eighth count Going to 3 balls for Cameron Johnson. That's why pitch count is elevated. Trying to take down the Pac-Man. Fights this one off. And here comes Branch with the charge to LaChance for the first out.
I think his mound presence right now is just really impressive to me for a guy that has been struggling. Struggled a little bit early in this ball game, but his offense has gotten him 3 runs, and he's building confidence right now.
The strike rate hasn't been great with the fastball, but when you compare it to watching him against LSU, his misses are far more competitive than the misses he had in the previous 2 games.
Well, that's really,
LSU and A&M.
That's a really good point. That means he is getting closer to finding a regular release point.
28 pitch first inning. He is locked in after that. And chopped to Camden Johnson. Camden Johnson helping Cameron Johnson 2 down.
He's having another really good inning here. See, this is when you really attack with a 3-run lead right here, Lowell.
And it's not like the first inning was bad.
Yeah.
They just made him work. He still had 3 punch-outs.
But this is when you really attack the zone right here and say, all right, I can get a good frame. You might bring him back out for the 6th.
Season high is 105. He had that in his first outing against Texas Tech. Also has a 99 pitch outing against Gonzaga. Both those starts were back in February. Jaden Duplantier last time up, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. .95 on the inner half, and it's 2-1. From Maryland, played his high school ball at IMG Academy down in Florida. It's basically baseball all the time in beautiful Bradenton, Florida. 3-1 and a strike.
That's nice. The 3-1, nice and smooth and easy. He was just like, hey, here it is, hit it at 90, but it's 95 miles an hour.
Fastball, when it's on, nearly unhittable. Just ask Duplantier, 97, and that is the swagger of a confident man that has found that release. Fastball, lethal, 8 strikeouts for Cam. The bottom of the lineup coming through for Oklahoma, the 6 through 9 hitters, 3 for 7, and the man that does not have a hit in that mix, Drew Dickerson, laid down a sac bunt that helped set up Kyle Branch to drive in the first 2 runs of the game. It was a 14-0 shellacking at the hands of Texas in game number 1. OU has bounced back, struck first, and they are a much different team when they do. LaChance gets into that one. Any other night, that is a wall ball. Instead, it's into the mid of Anthony Pack Jr. And this is how OU was able to get another one. It was Jason Walk, a weak hit double, using the speed. The fly ball to center field, moved him to left, and then the ground out by Camden Johnson ends up scoring Jason Walk to make it 3-0.
That's good team offense right there. You get the double to start the inning and get him over with the fly ball, and then the ground ball gets him in.
Cam Johnson icing that shoulder, trying to extend this thing as long as he possibly can before turning it over to a fantastic bullpen. This is Alec Blair. He's got himself a single. Shot will pass Adrian Rodriguez, his first time up, the second inning. Oh! That's a tough position for a guy that's 6'6" to get into.
Well, he was trying to get out of the way. This guy's got a bright future as an offensive player.
Luke Harrison now strutting his stuff. He's confident.
A little quick pitch. You saw that the delivery did not go as long, where he did not raise his front foot. Uses the little bit of advantage, hitting his rhythm and timing, and if you could disrupt it anyway, that's maybe an offensive timeout here.
So Dickerson will chat with Associate Head Coach Reggie Willits. Well, Wednesday afternoon, our SEC Now Spring Football Show has got updates from spring camps. We'll preview spring games, look at some of the best pro day performances, and break down the SEC draft eligible players who should have their name called in Pittsburgh. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern, noon Central, right here on SEC Network and the ESPN app.
Almost 8,000 fans in the ballpark tonight. Season high 7990 in the ballpark.
Crowds in the SEC, the atmosphere, it's simply on a different level. And the college game's in a really, really good spot right now. It seems like such a far cry from when College Game first went to BB Core bats before they adjusted the baseballs, and I mean, it was 1-0, 2-1.
Well,
not a lot of action.
We have gone from one side where it was 21-14 was the final, and then it became 2-1.
Not quite gorilla ball, but trending in that direction. And Harrison is trending right back to the Texas dugout. Locked in. Back-to-back strikeouts for Luke Harrison. Cam Johnson gets his shot. Oklahoma trying to even up this series. Still a lot of work to do for Cam Johnson, and soon the OU bullpen. Cam Johnson, 8 strikeouts, 5 groundouts, nothing in the air on this night where the wind is blowing straight in, and at the same time can be very difficult.
Yeah, but you look at that and you go, well, how did he get through the outs then? He's got 15 outs recorded. Well, 2 of those ground outs and the 3 were double play balls. Defense has been good behind him as well.
Number 9 hitter, Maddox Mansour, who struck out in the 3rd inning. At that point, it was strikeout victim number 5 for Cam Johnson, who has bounced back like a champ. Skip Johnson takes so much pride in taking guys that have maybe had some struggles elsewhere, maybe diamonds in the rough, and helping them realize their potential. Cam Johnson certainly was not a diamond in the rough, but a guy that had trouble realizing his potential, and Skip Johnson is helping it come to fruition. I'm sure there's many hard talks coming into this game about how to get Cam right, but whatever was said has certainly worked.
And also work on mechanics and your ideas. I mean, he's really done a nice job. I mean, he is a big number at 94, and this becomes a big pitch. I don't think that they will leave him long here if he struggles with command.
3-1. And it is a leadoff walk to the number 9 batter, Maddox Mansour. And the 3rd walk issued by Cam Johnson. Excuse me. 4th walk. Bullpen activity for Oklahoma. That is Caden Leon getting warmed up.
And I would think we're going to see a pitching change right here.
And it will be a call to the bullpen. Cam Johnson, he had to have heard all the talk a lot of doubt surrounding what he would look like after 2 subpar performances in SEC play. He's handled the spotlight, he has handled the attention as well as you possibly can. Electric stuff tonight, 95 pitches, 8 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed, nothing on the board for
Yeah,
Texas.
he really did an outstanding job. I mean, he found the moment in that first inning. He struggled a little bit with the command. He had a long inning, almost 30 pitches. You see the smile on his face. But he had the wherewithal and the presence to find a way to get out of that frame. And then after that, he found the strike zone on a regular basis. And what an outstanding performance. He needed that when his team actually needed it after dropping last night's ball game. He's put his team in a really good position.
Job well done by that man, Cam Johnson. Kept the Texas hitters in check. Now it's up to the OU bullpen the rest of the way as they try to even the series here in Austin. Nothing but love for Cameron Johnson inside the Oklahoma dugout. He came out and did his job. Throwing up zeros. 1 hit allowed. His work is done. And a bounce-back performance for the OU ace. Look every bit the part of that. Now it's time for Caden Leon.
He's been outstanding all season long, making his 11th appearance low. That's leads the club. You see his numbers. He's been outstanding. Only allowed 6 hits and 13 in the 3rd innings. He's been that guy that throws a lot of ground balls and can get a strikeout when you need it.
And some boos as Brennan Brock goes out to work on the communication. Yeah.
We want to speed the game up, don't we?
This, I'm not sure if it is, especially when we got the technical difficulties.
I want to know, I didn't play in a time when they had that device, if you can hear it from second base. How loud is it when they say what's coming? Isn't that interesting? In a quiet ballpark, you think somebody can hear that?
Well, it's like wearing
Not
IFBs
in this
what
one.
we
I mean,
do.
obviously a packed crowd here. You're not going to hear it. They're having a tough time hearing it.
See more and more teams now putting that earpiece in more of the infielders' headsets as well. As it's the top of the lineup for Texas and Ethan Mendoza, who's 0 for 2. Caden Leon is used to facing pressure. Entered game 2 of the series against LSU, holding a 1-run lead. Runners on the corners with 2 outs to face Jake Brown, one of the most feared hitters in the SEC. He walked Brown, but then was able to get a fly out to get out of the inning. Skip Johnson.
He's got a really good fastball that he can run 93, 95 in on your hands. His out pitch, though, is his hard slider. It's a good one.
2-0 to Mendoza. In there for a strike. Skip Johnson saw Caden Leon pitching in high school as an Austin kid. Saw him in a raucous environment between Austin Westlake and Leon's Lake Travis Cavaliers program. Handled himself well and knew that he had the poise that he was looking for out of the bullpen. Didn't immediately sign him. Ended up going to McLennan Community College, where his head coach was Skip's son, Tyler. So a well-known commodity in the Johnson household.
He's thrown 3 pitches. All 3 have been fastballs. So interesting here if he tried to go to the slider for the wipeout.
Little reset.
Just missed with it. That was a good take. Mendoza. Now, Mansour can really run at first base, so do you take a chance down 3 of putting him in motion to stay out of the double play? See what happens here.
Mendoza to right field. Alec Blair on the run. Makes the catch. The throw to first, not quite in time, but Alec Blair laid his body on the line to make that catch. Had a couple of tough runs in the wind, blowing the other way last night, and that ball just kept running away from Blair.
I tell you, when Wynn got it going away, this is just outstanding. This is not good, it's outstanding. Uses his large frame, lays out, rolls up under it, and then has the presence of mind to get this ball out of his hands from his knees to make it a very close play. What an athletic play by the 6'6" right fielder.
Looked like he was going to get a loose ball. Alec Blair also was a top high school basketball recruit. Paul Biancardi put him top 100 in his recruiting rankings. Played in one game for Porter Moser and the Sooners this season against the Wisconsin Badgers. Decided my future is chasing balls on the diamond in the outfield and also finding barrels and doing damage. What a play. And you're right. That throw almost got him.
It's just an outstanding effort, not only to make the catch, but the wherewithal to get up and make that play at first base is close because Mansour was off with the pitch.
And Carson Tenney.
That's that
He's down on
wipeout breaking ball right there. I mean, high spin rate.
Wow.
Would get over the top of it. And there was no hump in that breaking ball. That breaking ball just bit.
Here's the dangerous Aiden Robbins. He struck out twice. But he can certainly get Texas back into this thing with one swing of the bat. 9 home runs on the season. And his numbers have been outstanding in SEC play. It's the best pitching that he has faced this year. I think it's incredible when you see guys, albeit older players, who have this much success their first time through the SEC.
Well, this is a young man. His hit over 400 at Seton Hall, which is a good program. It may not be in the SEC, but he he gets out of bed in the morning hitting.
Yeah,
you can just be. You've been around those guys, Lowell. I have too. You know, they just you wake up, they can hit. I mean, they're going to hit at every level.
3-0, 2 outs. Mansour over at first. The last batter that Cam Johnson faced walked. And that gets away from Brock. Mansour is going to take a turn and stay at second base. And it's 2-on. And that will bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Adrian Rodriguez. And for the first time tonight, gets to switch his bat, going to the darker blue bat, and will hit from the left side. Does not have a home run this season, certainly has home run power, but has been dealing with a surgically repaired hand that's still not 100%. It does cause him discomfort at times. There's a lot of other players that would simply wait until they were back 100% with no discomfort. But Jim Schlossnagle has called him the most courageous player he's ever been around. He wants to play. Huge moment for A-Rod. Down, ball 1. And Brock out for the visit.
Yeah, that prompted a little visit here, making sure everybody's on the same page. All of a sudden, this is becoming a rather important. Yeah, and that's going to prompt a visit from the head coach as well.
Well, the first two that Leon faced had that diving catch out in right field. Then got Carson Tenney. Looked like he was just going to roll through these Texas hitters. We're running into some trouble now. They walked Robbins, and he's behind 1-0 after that first pitch ball to Adrian Rodriguez. Leon had a 5.88 ERA from Clinton last season. The team best 1.35 ERA for the Sooners, and that has been put to the test in SEC play. Made 2 appearances last week against LSU. Ball 2. Ball 3.
Yeah. Texas, we talked about it the entire broadcast. It does a good job of forcing pitchers to throw strikes. They will see a ton of pitches. You're going to have to deliver.
7 straight balls from Caden Leon. And just reminding Mansour, we know you're there. Two outs for Rodriguez. And that gets away from Brock. Everybody moves up, and this is ball 4. And this is the moment that Texas has been waiting for. Traffic on the bases, Longhorns everywhere, and a chance for Timo Becerra to turn this thing upside down.
Well, you would think that the wild pitch wasn't a wild pitch because he tried to frame the pitch to get a strike. The ball got away, but it was ball 4, so everybody would advance anyway. So nothing on the ball that got away. Becerra gets his opportunity.
Strikeout and a ground out into a double play for Becerra tonight. And Leon is having all sorts of trouble to throw back, a dangerous one at that. And that gets away from Camden Johnson on a tight play. Mansour can skip home.
Well, that was a heck of a block at the plate. Let's start with that from Brock. That was a worm killer. This is all turf, so there's no worms. But that was a 54-foot worm killer.
Crowd has come to life. And there for the strike.
There's some zip on it, too.
Nine straight balls until that strike from Caden Leon. And again, Brendan Brock is saving his pitcher.
That's like driving in a run. To be able to knock that down with that guy at third base, it's so big. He's gotten his body in front of it. Both of them smothered both of them. They did not advance. Big pitch right here.
Does Becerra get something to sit on at 2-1? To left field. At least deep enough to score 2 outs, and Gamble makes the catch. Oh man, off the bat, the fans here thought that was it, that Texas had its breakthrough, but Leon gets out of the jam and it stays at 3-0 Sooners. Rolled out of bed this morning, determined that they were not going to mess around in game number 2 here at UFCU Disch-Falk Field. Kyle Branch turned this thing around, turning this one around down the left field line, getting it past Becerra. I was back in the second. It drove in 2 Sooner teammates and gave Oklahoma its first runs of the game. First lead. And OU, completely different team when they play from in front. 11-1 when scoring first this season, 8-5 when they do not. Both these teams came into this conference series 4-2 in SEC play. As this one is grounded, Mendoza handles Branch, and there's one down.
And well, Harrison's really, it's a quality start. You go 6+ innings, now 6 1/3, with only allowing 3 runs. He figures you've done a pretty good job on the day as a starting pitcher, but his offense just has not been able to get anything. Only 1 hit on the board for Texas.
Here's the man with the second most important hit. Jason Walk had a 64-mile-per-hour double that just got over ahead of Becerra. Rodriguez on the left side just scored it down the line as Walk was booking it out of the box to take second easily. Gamble would move him to third with a fly out in the center. Camden Johnson drove him in. The 0-2 tried to paint. Harrison thought it was in the zone. Hell disagreed.
Yeah, it's the 4th time in the game we've had the little quick pitch. Watch him come set and not bring his leg all the way up and just his style of a quick pitch where he doesn't get in his full windup. He comes right back to get the strikeout, though.
2 down is Walk. He's back in the OU dugout. On Wednesday afternoon, SEC Now Spring Football Show coming your way. Updates from spring camps, preview of spring games, and looking at some of the best pro day performances, breaking down the draft eligible players. We'll have their name called in Pittsburgh. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern, noon Central, right here on SEC. Here's Uncle Trey Gamble, oldest player on this OU team. Took a 2-year LDS mission, finishing up his career with the Sooners. And this is grounded to Mendoza on the right side. And a good run for Luke Harrison. Time to stretch it out and see if Texas can wake up the bats. No runs and only 1 hit. Austin, Texas. One of the great cities in the United States. Keith and I are a little biased. It's certainly home and a great place to take in some college baseball on an awesome week for sports around the 40 acres. Just across the street, you got rivalry softball at McCombs. You got Texas and Texas A&M going at it. Last night, Texas basketball in the Sweet 16 lost the heartbreaker against Purdue, but an awesome run for Sean Miller and those guys. And tomorrow, the Texas women in the Sweet 16, and certainly looking like group that could get that breakthrough for the first time since Jody Conrad won a national title. Meanwhile, here at the Dish, Oklahoma is in control, hanging on to a 3-0 lead. The Sooners 16-0 when leading after 6 innings. Here we are in the bottom of the 7th. Anthony Pack Jr. will try to get it going for the Longhorns. Almost had that breakthrough they were desperately searching for. An inning ago, loaded the bases. Becerra put a good charge in one. Last night, probably with the wind blowing out, is enough to get Texas on the board, but instead, into the glove of Gamble. And once again, Leon falling behind in the count, 3-0. Came in for Cam Johnson, who's been the story of this game. They had strikeouts, holding Texas to 1 hit. Retired his first 2 batters and ran into some control issues. And it's been the walks and 4 pitch walks. The third 4-pitch walk issued by Leon. Did that against Robbins and Rodriguez, and now here against Pack. Cam hoping his boys can close this one out.
Well, we're going to have a pitching change here.
25 pitches for Caden Leon, 17 of them balls.
Yeah, but he found a way to get out of that frame in the 6th.
New pitcher has to face Casey Borba, one of the most dangerous and hottest hitters in the SEC right now. Arms gets the call from the bullpen. Jason Bowden has pitched a lot of high leverage situations through 2 years for Oklahoma. making his 9th appearance, 3-0, 3.07 ERA. Went 1 1/3 in Game 2 against LSU last week and did not allow a run.
He's got a live fastball in the mid-90s. He's that sinker slider guy. His wipeout pitch to right-handed hitters is a slider if he can get ahead of you. But he can heat you up because there's times 93, 94 miles an hour with some really good movement away from the left-handed hitter and into the right-handed hitter. Tough customer he's got to face here.
Yeah, it's Casey Borba. He's walked and is grounded out, but 8 home runs over the last 12 games. He drove in 6 last night. They're just looking for a hit here. Have not had a hit since the 4th batter of the game against Cam Johnson. And Adrian Rodriguez fired a 2-strike single through the middle of the field. Texas had a couple of opportunities in the 2nd and the 4th. Looked like they were mounting a rally. Double plays ended both of those innings.
Pitcher's best friend.
In there for a strike.
That's a quick arm. Hitters talk about guys that are short armers, and then there's guys you say, man, he's got a quick arm. His arm comes through the release point so quickly, and the ball jumps out of his hands.
Well, it certainly has the trust.
And that's his bread and butter right there with that slider.
Last season made 31 appearances. The most among SEC pitchers. It's a lot of usage. And that's way out. A lot of credit to the job that Brendan Brock has done at home plate.
Yeah, he's been really good. I mean, he had 2 blocks with them loaded earlier in this ball game. Saved at least 1, if not 2 runs.
Pack on first after the walk. And a 4-pitch walk at that.
That's
It was
a
the
tough,
last batter Leon
that's
faced.
a tough pitch to take right there.
Full count for Casey Borba. 20-mile-per-hour winds blowing in. And fouled out right side. 15th 3-ball count for Texas batters tonight. We've raved about their ability to continually go deep in the count. They've taken that to a different level tonight.
Yeah. Ashton Larson has moved out into the on-deck circle for Texas. He will be the pinch hitter.
That's upstairs and back-to-back walks. Now the Longhorns have something cooking. For the 2nd straight inning, they bring potential tying run to the plate. And it's going to be a pinch hitter as Ashton Larson will step in. Went 1 for 1 with a couple of walks. He's got the start last night. Here he's hitting in place of the number 8 man, Jaden Duplantier.
Josh Livingston has also walked out into the on-deck circle for Texas, so he could pinch hit for Mansour. See how things go right here with nobody out.
Bowden looking for the zone. Can't find it. 1-0. Larson hitting .325 on the season. Looks at that, 95 for strike 1. Started his career at LSU after the Twins selected him in the 20th round out of high school. Battled a quad injury last season, only had 5 starts for LSU. Still a national champ, so he knows about performing in big games and for fan bases with high expectations. Two-1 from Bowden. And rolled over, foul.
Well, that was a must-strike pitch. Had to throw a strike there. You did not want to go to 3-1. Now he's got an opportunity to make a good pitch here. Might get a ground ball. Double play's been a great part of the defense tonight for the Sooners.
This is down, and it's a full count. 16 3-ball counts tonight. Wow.
Just missed.
Bases loaded for the second straight inning. Only this time nobody is out for the Texas Longhorns. 3 straight walks. Texas is in a spot to turn this game around despite the fact they've got 1 base hit.
Skip Johnson, if he's going to make a move, will wait and let Jim Schlossnagle announce that he's moving to Livingston. He does have a left-hander in the bullpen ready to go if you want to try to match up lefty against lefty. See what happens once Livingston has been announced as the pinch hitter. You could make that move if you want to make that move.
Well, Livingston is the man holding the bat.
3 consecutive walks, and just like that, Texas with a big opportunity right now.
And here comes Josh Livingston. First season at the University of Texas after transferring from Wichita State. He had 3 pinch hit home runs in 2024, including a grand slam against UTSA. Right here, they're looking for something hard in play, low with the wind blowing in. Could not cash in this situation with them loaded and inning ago. OU taking its time, little gamesmanship, as now Livingston steps in. Nobody out. Another ball.
You can't defend it. Let the other guys play, I always say. Don't be selfish. Force them to put it in play.
In there for a strike, it's 1-1. Texas batters have drawn 9 walks. They've struck out 9 times. They have 1 hit. No runs on the board after putting up 14 in a run rule win last night. Top of the lineup, due up next, and Ethan Mendoza. 2-1.
This is going to be a pitch to hit. I mean, as a pitcher, you know you got to throw a strike here, and as a hitter, look for your pitch in your spot. Might be the best pitch of the at bat right now to swing the bat.
This is out, and it's 3-1. Nowhere to put Josh Livingston. Here comes the crowd at the dish. Texas is on the board via the bases loaded walk. 4 straight walks issued by Oklahoma pitchers. They were lucky to get out of it last inning. And that's got to be it for Bowden, and it will be. Came into this game wondering if Cam Johnson could get over his control issues. Certainly looked a lot better. We were pretty confident that the Oklahoma bullpen was going to be locked in, but that has not been the case. Caden Leon got the first call, and Caden Leon was so good, he got the first 2 batters. And then back-to-back 4-pitch walks. Texas was able to load the bases as they go. Got a well-hit ball left field with the wind blowing in. That wasn't going to get it done. But this situation here, this is self-inflicted wounds for Oklahoma. Loa Galindo, Keith Moreland, How unheard of is this?
Well,
You got a
it-
3-0 lead, 4 straight walks.
I've just known Skip Johnson a long time. One of the first things he'll talk about is you got to throw strikes. You got to get the ball in the strike zone. And they've gotten on the board, has Texas with 1 hit, 4 consecutive walks, non-competitive walks.
Yeah.
3 of them were 4-pitch walks. So you just look at the scenario here. Now you put your team in a hole. They will play for 2 in the double play in the middle, Lowell, but still a ball put in play right here more than likely will make this a 1-run ball game.
9 strikeouts, 8 of those were from Cam Johnson, 10 walks, 138 pitches thrown, 1 hit allowed. And Texas, not just with a run on the board, but all of a sudden, this crowd is into the game. They're engaged, and it's a Texas offense that is among the elite in college baseball. They can turn things around quickly if they get something to hit. Jackson Cleveland, this is usually the closer. It tells you how important this spot is for OU.
Yeah, I mean, Skip Johnson's looking at it. Yeah, I don't want to extend him. I don't want to have a 9-out save, but he knows the game's on the line right here. So many times you see coaches say, well, I don't want to go to him here. Well, you may not be able to get him for 9 outs, but you got to have some outs now to save the game in this scenario. And just last weekend, he won a game, he saved a game, he pitched 3 1/3 innings. He has been that guy that for the Sooners that has come in and got big outs to preserve wins. So right now, the game's on the line here. Instead of waiting until the 9th, and you hope you got a lead, at least you know now that hey, this is the moment of the ball game right here offensively.
Can he do it now against the top of the lineup, Ethan Mendoza? Last 7 games, 2 for 27, 7 strikeouts.
Pinch runner at first base is Corville. This is his first appearance. He has had a bad shoulder since the month of February.
Presley Corville at first. Ethan Mendoza, the man in the box. All the pressure on Jackson Cleveland, and another ball. Since the start of the 6th inning, 33 balls and 7 walks issued by OU pitching. Add another.
Just get yourself in such a predicament trying to make great pitches. Sometimes you've got to say, all right, here's my best stuff, and it's a strike. What can you do with it? It is not an offensive night. The wind is howling coming in from left field.
That's in there for a strike. 91 from Jackson Cleveland, and it's a 2-1 count. Jackson Cleveland, senior from Deer Park, Texas. First season at OU after transferring from the U. Big cack from Mendoza.
Good pitch. Just a little cutter, outer half. Got Mendoza over the top of it. Boy, if you have a strikeout in your arsenal, this is where you need it, because you could get the next guy to hit it on the ground and get out of the inning.
Mendoza, right side. LaChance coming home. He's got the first out. A fantastic play by a fantastic OU infield. LaChance knew where that one had to go. And it's still a 3-1 lead for OU.
I love the fact he never hesitated. I thought he might look and think, well, do I really want to get that, or I want to get this out? He did. He immediately came right to the plate. A nice stretch by Brock to reach out and secure the out at the plate. Now a double play ball from getting out of the frame.
Toughest 2 outs right here for Jackson Cleveland. Carson Tinney, followed by Aiden Robbins. They're among who's who of top draft prospects in college baseball, and most likely to change a game with 1 swing. Now, the wind certainly is a factor. Earlier in the game, it was 20 miles per hour straight in. That has picked up. 2-0 to Carson Tinney. Transfer from Notre Dame, first team All-American last season. when he hit 348 with 17 big flies. Tenney to left field, elevated. Gamble going back. The wind holds it up. Finally, it's Walk making the catch. Texas gets a run across from third, and it's a one-run ball game. That may have been the greatest hang time on a fly ball I've ever seen.
Well, I bet it left the bat at 105 miles an hour. That's what I'm saying. We don't have that information yet, but the launch angle was not good. But he absolutely murders this baseball. It just gets up into that traffic up there, and the Hawk is going to keep it in the park. He still hit it 360 feet.
111 on that sac fly. The launch angle 36 degrees, so just a little too high. What do you mean too high? On a night like this with the wind blowing out, that is a blast last night.
Oh, that lands in the tennis center.
Robbins.
It's just, you know, he did the job, though. You wanted to get those
Absolutely.
runs and out of the bullpen. Right now, you would look at it and go, okay, can we get this out and preserve the lead right here? You got a tough customer to get it on.
Hayden Robbins will do everything he can to get Corville home from third. And it's 1-1. Transfer from Seton Hall quickly has made himself a fan favorite here in Austin, Texas. Big home runs, power to all fields, does a fantastic job spraying the ball, especially to the right side. That was his bread and butter in 2 years at Seton Hall. So be careful when you go away to Hayden Robbins. Two-one from Jackson Cleveland. Robbins fouled it back.
Went to a slider and a 2-1. Let's have some courage and belief in your pitching to be able to go to that breaking ball when you're down. Now he's got lots of options as a pitcher here.
That's in. Now, what's the mindset here when you got Rodriguez on deck? Doesn't have quite the pop that Robbins has.
Well, you're looking to get an out as a pitcher, there's no doubt. And Mendoza will be off with the pitch here, 3-2.
And that is a two-out walk. And the bases are loaded yet again. 5 walks this inning between Bowden and Cleveland.
Just a really nice take right there. And realized, started the barrel forward. Watch him start forward and keeps his hands back. Sees it's outside the zone. And they're loaded again.
And this dude is tough. Adrian Rodriguez is going to do everything he can to get inside the melon of Jackson Cleveland. He's going to be rocking and rolling, staring Cleveland down. But Cleveland unfazed. Fires a strike.
That's a really nice pitcher. Straight change. He does a nice job of laying off of it.
Oh, 1 to Rodriguez. Swings at that pitch inside. And it's 0-2.
Goes to that slider. In under the hands. Rodriguez with a little time, using an offensive timeout here.
And this is some of that discomfort, that surgically repaired hand. Had surgery in the fall after his hit last season against Missouri. It's not completely healed in terms of the discomfort level. The pain is still there, but he's been told by doctors that there's nothing he can do at this point to make that situation worse. It's all about pain tolerance. He will not feel a thing if he can find a barrel here down 0-2. Cleveland, huge pitch coming up for OU's dude out of the pin. Up the middle, Willits will step on second and leave him loaded. OU gets Texas back in this game. 4 straight walks to start this inning. Texas scores 2. We go to the 8th with OU nursing a 1-run lead. We have got a game finally. Texas just played at 2. A lot of that because of the help from the OU pitching staff. Luke Harrison's night is done. He went 7. Allowed 3 runs, 6 strikeouts, a couple of walks, but has done enough to give Texas a chance. Now they bring in Sam Kozar. We saw him as the midweek starter. Have had an illness, and now Kozar is moving into more of this position where they need him as a key bullpen arm.
Yeah, he is. He's been really good. You see the numbers right there. He's done an outstanding job starting. He has the presence. He doesn't look like he's a freshman just out of high school. He's got a real presence on the mound. He is a gigantic man when you stand beside him. He's just a big, strong right-hander. He's got a split-finger fastball as Ashton Larson will stay in left field. And moving from left field to right field is Anthony Pack. So that's the defensive changes. But for Kozart, he's got a split finger, a slider, and a real heavy sinker.
There is Anthony Pack Jr. moves from left to right. Camden Johnson leads off for the Oklahoma Sooners. Think about Camden Johnson's first at-bat of this game. Had a double to the left side, and then Oklahoma went for a double steal after Brock got on via a walk. Johnson was caught stealing third base. OU was not able to scratch across a run in the first inning. They would have loved to get Johnson home, potentially have one more on the board.
This is a huge frame for Kozart. Your team just got on the board, albeit without the benefit of a base hit, but did get right back in the ball game. You got to throw a 0 up here and give your offense a chance in the bottom of the frame.
That's in there, and it's 1-2. 6'6", 260 pounds from High Point, North Carolina, where his dad, Craig, is a former head coach at High Point University. And Kozart's got himself a K to start this thing off.
And there ain't nothing fancy about this. This is here. Catch up to it. Here's my heater. Got great tilt with his size and just threw it right by him.
Now he's got to face Brendan Brock. OU's catcher has a single, has reached via a walk, and has been an absolute stud behind the plate for OU pitching. .297 on the season and his first for the Oklahoma Sooners. (1-1). 3-2 game. One team has 5 hits, the other has 1. That's what drawing walks will do for you. Breaker to Rodriguez. Makes the throw in time, and it's 2 down.
Kozart does exactly what you hope to do when you bring somebody out of the pen, and that's fill up the strike zone.
Sam played his high school ball at Wesleyan Christian. And according to his bio, he was a 6-year letterman for that program.
Well, you know, with the COVID year and a red shirt, I don't know how you get 6, but
I don't think he had trouble with the academics. I think he started as a 7th grader playing high school baseball. But the transfer portal is alive and well in high school baseball. Hit to right field. Pack has moved over there. And Sam Cozart does his job, maintains this one-run deficit, giving Texas a chance as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Oklahoma, the 3-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. First couple innings, 3 hits for the Sooners, 2 runs, got out to that early lead. They are 11-1 when scoring first. The pitching, though, Cam Johnson was so awesome. He answered all the questions surrounding this start. And we were pumping up the bullpen all series long, but the bullpen really has been the issue. 11 walks in all issued by the Sooners. And Texas is looking for a win despite the fact they have 1 hit.
Well, their last comeback win was last year in Eldell Mitchell Park in Norman, Oklahoma against the Sooners. So it'll be interesting here. It's all about when in one-run games in the SEC. It's the leadoff hitter of each inning. It's so important right here, especially on a night where you're not going to see a big fly.
You're exactly right with that. We saw 111 off the bat of Carson Tenney, and if that was not enough to even get to the warning track, I would be absolutely shocked if someone has enough juice to battle this win.
Maybe right down the right field line.
Yep. Boomer Sooner 8-0 in games decided by 2 runs or less. Most wins without a loss in such games in D1 this season. Jackson Cleveland delivers a strike to Timo Becerra, and it's 1-1.
That usually boils down to guys late in the game throwing strikes and great defense to win those games late in games.
Ultimately, you look at the last 2 innings for the Longhorns. They've been able to load the bases with no hits and get only 2 runs out of it. The only hit for the Longhorns was the 4th batter of the game in Adrian Rodriguez. Becerra, did he go? Yes, he did. And Cleveland gets a strikeout.
Well, watch the barrel. Definitely out in front. There's no question that he swung the bat. Watch where it ends up. Yep, out in front of the plate. Not one you can argue on.
Pac-Man time. He drew a walk like pretty much everybody else did his last time up. Had 7 walks in SEC play coming into this game. That was 5th best in the conference and has added to that total. So now up to 8 walks in conference play. True freshman, the top offensive signee that the Longhorns were able to get on campus, avoid the draft. Playing the shift. And Pack goes away from it. And the long throw, that is a missile from the left side.
Well, he moved over from from third to play short with the shift on. He made that play like a shortstop.
Camden Johnson, hello.
Backhand, set his feet, and then that's a good hose. Cross that infield right there.
Casey Borba. Coming off a 6 RBI night. He's walked twice. Has to duck onto that one.
What a job, though, so far by Jackson Cleveland. He's come in, settled this thing down. He's had a good mix, a 4-pitch mix. We've seen all of his pitches. It's been in total control.
And it's 1-2.
Oh, really good breaking ball there. That's a good mix. Now he's used the high fastball here to get guys to chase, or he can go back to the breaking ball. He's got so many options.
Cleveland, a ground out, a fly out, 1 walk, another ground out, a strikeout, And yet another ground out. This is going to be a long run. It drops, and Borba is going to be aboard. Somehow he beats the shift by simply fighting that one off. Yep, and it's just like a little pitching wedge flare over there. The flop shot.
Well, they got the shift on, and he gets severely jammed here, and then the wind's pushing this away too, and then once it hits the turf, this spins away. Nothing to do about that.
Hey, when you're hot, right?
Yeah, when things going your way, you're
Larson
going your way.
Up for the second time. He drew a walk an inning ago. Out front of that. Does it change your approach when you're a team like Texas and you have the ability to slug, but the conditions are not conducive to that?
Well, you got to use some other things. I mean, this team's capable of putting together hits and not just slug the ball.
Outside to even the count at 1. OU has done everything it can to seemingly try and give this game away. Well hit, right field. That's down in front of Blair. Back-to-back knocks with 2 outs by Borba and Ashton Larson.
Larson does a nice job, gets the ball up. And remember, this ball's up. Bush puts a good swing on it. Just jumps off its bat. And now tying run in scoring position, but came on to pinch run. He's been dealing with a bad shoulder, really coming off the DL, didn't run, but he stayed in the game at the DH spot. Now he's going to get an at bat.
29 players got up in between base knocks from Rodriguez to Borba, and now it's back-to-back Borba and Larson. Here's Livingston.
No, this is Presley Corville. He
Excuse
came
me,
on
Corville,
to pinch run.
And he's down 0-2.
Two good breaking balls. Slower one, and then that one with a little firmer. It's quickly out in front 0-2.
Cleveland looking for the punch out here with Oklahoma trying to even this series up. Nasty, good spit there by Presley Corville.
Brock again does a nice job smothering that ball in front of him.
The Brock block. Pitch 35 on the way. Jackson Cleveland. Up the middle, Cleveland just gonna run this thing and underhand flip to first. Texas challenges again. They pick up their second and third hit of the night, but no runs. We go to the 9th with Oklahoma holding on to the 1-run lead. Obviously some tense and nervous moments for the Texas bullpen. They are playing Journey, which should make anybody dance. They're ready to go if called upon. If Sam Kozar runs into some trouble here. Game 3 is coming up tomorrow between these two rivals. Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock local. Dylan Volantis against the freshman Cord Rager. The pitching matchup, Texas OU. Will it be the deciding game? If OU can hang on, it would be. Dave LaChance stands in against Sam Kozar, takes a first pitch strike on the breaking ball. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Has reached via the walk and scored a run. OU last scored in the 5th. Weekly hit, no man's land. Tenney calls off Kozar, and a really nice job there, good communication.
Really good communication, and he had to barehand it and had to get rid of it in a hurry, but you could see them talk right here. Cozart was coming to get it. I got it, and he bounces out of the way, so no contact, gets him by a half a step.
Alec Blair hitting in the 6th spot. Tremendous catch in right field earlier tonight.
Oh, it sure was.
Long run with the wind, pushing that baseball away from him towards the line in foul territory. Almost doubled up the runner at first base. 1 for 3 tonight with a single. That was his first time up, his second. That one past Rodriguez is short. Grounded to Mendoza. 2 down. Sam Cozart in his youth days had to be the ultimate check the birth certificate player.
You're right. I met him this fall the first time, and first time that I laid eyes on him, I was not sure. Somebody said freshman, and freshman.
Like, what?
Freshman? I have a pinch hitter here.
It's going to be Nolan Stevens. Got the start last night, went 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Hitting in place of Drew Dickerson, DH. Size 18 shoe. Golly. Nasty curve there from Sam Cozart. Fun to watch a guy like Cozart that obviously has the size and the stuff, but you can tell with his dad being a ball coach, he has been very well coached growing up.
Yeah, he's got a breaking ball, a fork ball, split finger, and a power fastball.
What does he want here against Stevens?
Sort of peeking ahead, Lowell, to the bottom of the 9th. If the Longhorns can throw a 0 up here, they'll have the top of the order due in the bottom of the 9th.
The 1-2 from Cozart. Upstairs. Got his spot. Sam Cozart knew it. He's done his job. Texas has the big bats. Can they contend against the wind? And Jackson Cleveland. Bottom of the 9th on tap. 1, 2, 3. Chasing 1. First time since 09, OU and Texas going into a series, both ranked in the top 10. Game number 1 did not live up to the hype. It was a 14-0 run rule win by the Longhorns. Tonight certainly has lived up to the hype. Oklahoma had a 3-0 lead. They called upon Jackson Cleveland when they were in trouble. Texas was able to get 2. Cleveland has done a fantastic job looking for the final 3 against the top 3 in this Texas order, starting with Ethan Mendoza.
Three inning saves are hard to get. He had to come on to get out of that jam in the 7th. Pitched a good 8th inning, got out of that. Now has to face the top of the order here in the 9th.
Mendoza lets out one go. As Deshaun Harris now checks in at right field for Alec Blair. Elite speed between Walk and Harris. And this one is down in center field. Long run for Walk. It's going to get to the fence. Mendoza booking. He wants 3. He's got 3.
He gets a breaking ball up here, Lowell. And with the shift, they had a huge shift to right, but you see the breaking ball up in the zone, and Mendoza hits it in right to the deepest part of the ballpark in left center, and Walk cannot cut it off. And he knows right here this is going to be extra bases. You have to make that decision, and I'm going to try for 3, and just ahead of the throw is the tying run now 90 feet away.
See how Texas wants to play this with Tenney.
Infield drawn up by Sooners.
And the wind is blowing in. That's part of the reason why Mendoza was probably able to get that past the OU outfield. They were playing up. That's out. Brendan Brock has to continue his dynamite play at catcher. Nothing can get to the backstop.
What do you give a guy 3-0 green light here, thinking he can drive something somewhere? That's an interesting question.
I'd say yes, with a guy like Tenney, the All-American. No, 91 in there, and it's 3-1. It's still leverage count for Carson Tenney.
Tying runs at third. If you put Tenney on here, though, he all of a sudden becomes the winning run.
Back up the middle! Tie game! Tenney absolutely ripped that ball and nearly took Jackson Cleveland along with it.
I think you'll have a pinch runner for Texas. I don't know how it missed him. It might not have missed him. It might have got a little piece of him. That was a rocket right back at him.
And there is a pinch runner for the Longhorns as they bring in Darian Pendergrass to run. Representing the winning run. Texas trying to walk it off. Skip Johnson to the mound. This will lead to a change. Jackson Cleveland was brought into a really tough situation in the 7th after Texas loaded the bases on 4 straight walks. Able to score 2 that inning, went to the 8th, down 3-2, despite the fact they had 1 hit in the game. And now 4 hits in these last 2 innings. 181 pitches, the 11 walks has been the story in this game. Cam Johnson, that man, did everything to put OU in position to win this game. His stuff was electric. The command was significantly better than the past 2 performances. He left the game with a 3-0 lead. Texas has found the magic. They're trying to win the series. Aiden Robbins standing tall, confident. The man that his head coach says loves to be the villain. He's okay if OU hates him. And they certainly will if he can come through here. Upstairs, 1-1. What do you think about the decision to keep Cleveland in the game?
Well, interesting. I thought about him coming out for that 3rd inning. It surprised me a little bit, but once he's into the game, he felt like he's your best option.
2-1.
Pendergrass is the pinch runner at first base, as Tenney has been lifted from the game.
3-1.
I don't think you'll see run here with nobody out. 3-1. 3-2, yes.
Largest crowd this season at the Dish, and they're all making noise. Pick back to first. A check on Pendergrass. To right field. Wind blowing it foul. Foul ball.
Home run distance foul.
Like you said, though,
That's the one
that's
direction
the
it'll go.
only shot you have right now to get it out of this place.
Was that ball going right at the end? The last 40 feet, it was going 40 feet right.
Man. Full count to Robbins.
Think the runner will be off here. Oklahoma thinking just right along with me. You'd like to stay out of the double play if you're Texas. You got Robbins, who's an excellent hitter.
There goes Pendergrass. Robbins to center field walk, backs it up, fighting the wind, catches it right at the edge of the track, and Pendergrass retreats to first.
Well, he rounded the bag, did the right thing, came back and touched the bag. They will appeal, but Pendergrass did exactly what you're supposed to do. Once you round the bag, you have to go back and touch the bag again on your retreat back to first base. That ball carried a long way into that breeze that time.
So dangerous to the middle of the field. Any other night, probably gone. Adrian Rodriguez had the first hit for the Longhorns as the fourth batter in the game. Had to wait all the way to the 8th inning to get another one. First pitch ball from Jackson Cleveland. "50 pitches down for Jackson Cleveland. Check it on Pendergrass. Don't want that winning run to get into scoring position here. Had 43 stolen bases a season ago. 8th most nationally. He's off. The throw from Brock in time. Got him! Brendan Brock has been showing out defensively for the Sooners. A phenomenal performance for the transfer backstop.
Well, he comes out and this is just a perfect throw. That's the only way you get him is the perfect throw. And he comes out. I mean, this is quick and there. I mean, he got a good jump. Yeah. Just an excellent throw, got him.
2 down, 1-1 count to Rodriguez. Ooh, if that would have happened one pitch ago, completely different complexion to this 9th inning. Texas got the guys they wanted up. Mendoza had the triple to the fence. Burned a shallow playing outfield. Tinney then drove him in. They put in Pendergrass to run. He was just cut down. Trying to move into scoring position. 2-2 from Jackson Cleveland to Adrian Rodriguez. Up the middle, but Willits is playing right on it. Rodriguez is hauling down the line, but the throw is in time. Texas has tied it up, and we are going to extra innings in Game 2 of this Red River Rivalry Series. Insane game between Texas and OU. Camden Johnson caught taking third, got home. Brendan Brock showed the moves. Cam Johnson showed the poise and control. Luke Harrison, not bad either. The defense was electric, especially in the outfield from Alec Blair. Sam Cozart came in, threw up some deep zeros. Ethan Mendoza gets driven home by Carson Tenney. That tied the game, caused some ruckus here in Austin inside UFCU Dish Park Field, and we are going to extra innings as Texas has battled back from a 3-0 deficit and one hit until the 8th inning. But the bats coming through when they needed to. First extra inning game between the rivals since March 2021, a 4-3 Texas win. Can they match that score again? Kyle Branch will lead off the top of the 10th. Sam Cozart stays in the game. Showing bunt. First pitch in there for a strike.
Now, Cozart has been a starter, so he's stretched out a little bit. I mean, he's a guy that could go. I mean, he has been very efficient. His pitch count's only 19 right now going into his 3rd inning of work.
And so now, with the pinch runner situation for Tenney, Andrew Ermis will come in and be the backstop for Sam Cozart. He did get the start Tuesday night in the midweek loss against Houston. That wind is taking that well foul to the right side. Branch is 1 for 3 tonight. Drove in 2 with the double. What does Cozart want? Ahead 0-2. How about a fly ball to the right side? Anthony Pack Jr. takes care of that. 1 down.
Well, I tell you what, when you can get help out of your bullpen to come in and retire all 7 batters he's faced, it just puts you in such that's the way you come back in ball games. You have to have somebody throw zeros up to give yourself a chance to come back. Still no decided winner at this point, but Cozart has been an MVP to this point.
Yeah, we talked about Texas issues finding hits. Oklahoma has not found a hit since the 5th inning. To your point, Cozart coming in for Harrison and slamming the door. Rolled over. Walk has a chance to make everything interesting. Cozart dropped it. That's what speed will do, as Walk was burning down the line.
Cozart broke as fast as he could to get there, but Walk is just so quick. You see him right here, and Borba comes up with it, and the throw, he just didn't secure it. And he looked for the base before he caught the baseball. Watch his eyes look down for the base, and just took his eyes off of the ball. Third miscue of the game right there on what was a perfect throw, but a huge runner, a guy who can run.
And a guy that can swing it, Trey Gamble. So Jason Walk over at first, came into this game, 11 stolen bases. Gamble is their dude that can find barrels, find a gap. And Walk certainly has the speed if you find a gap to score from first. As Reggie Willis wants an offensive timeout. How aggressive are you with Walk to try to get him to second, knowing that Tenney's out of the game, and it's the number 2 catcher, Andrew Ermis?
Well, I think you run, and that's what they do because that's what they're doing. But the one thing about it, Borba's having to hold the runner, and you got a left-handed hitter at the plate, so it makes a big gap on the right-hand side of the infield.
Trey Gamble gets overlooked when it comes to the upper echelon players in the SEC. But in conference play, he's got the 5th best OPS. That's on-base percentage combined with slug. Started his career at Salt Lake City Community College. You know, Skip Johnson loves those nitty-gritty JUCO guys. That's in his DNA as a head coach. Crowd wanted a strike call. Kozart did. Uncle Trey Gamble says, nuh-uh. Seen pitches linked out before.
This is a good count to run on.
Walk stays put. That's strike 2.
That's a good fastball. Outer half. 92.
2-2 to Trey Gamble. Runs in, and it's a full count.
It's going to be going here. So stay out of the double play. Put him in motion.
Walk is off. Campbell swings through it. The throw down. In time! Rodriguez made the tag as it looked like Walk was arriving in time to beat the throw, but his extension with the leg got slowed down. Ermis off the bench. Warm. Yeah, started the slide maybe too early. Play to end the top of the 10th as Walk looked like he just hit the brakes. He was going to be there on time. Rodriguez was able to make the tag. Another look. What do you see, Keith?
Well, the throw is, it looks like he's in there, but right there his foot comes down. It's not touching the bag. He slides early, he pops up, and Rodriguez keeps a tag on him, and he's not on the base.
Oh, you will look back at this and point to some of the aggression on the bases, which is their MO.
Yeah, having an out at the plate. You got an out at third.
Jackson Cleveland's back out there, bub. 54
pitches in, and he's kept his team in the game.
Timo Becerra leading off. A couple of strikeouts, a fly out, and grounded into a double play. Texas was able to take 2 runs from OU via control issues. Just go back to the 7th inning. 4 straight walks, 1 from Caden Leon. And Jason Bowden came in for 3 more. Texas was able to score 2 runs that inning without even getting a hit.
We've got double barrel action in both bullpens. Lefties and righties up from both Oklahoma and Texas right now.
Both these teams have won each of their opening 2 SEC series. They entered this series 4-2 in conference play. It's a 7-way tie going into week number 3 atop the SEC standings. Texas won last night. This is the only matchup going on Thursday night, so Texas the first to reach 5 wins in SEC play, trying to become the first to reach 6. But still plenty of unfinished business and another full count. How many full counts have we seen
all
tonight
night
with Texas up at the plate? Hit well, right side. Harris fields it. And that's a leadoff single for Becerra. Back-to-back innings now that Texas has leadoff base hits.
Well, nice job of going with the pitch. And I would not be surprised to see that be the end of the night. We see Skip Johnson on his way out. 60 pitches out of the bullpen. And there will be a pitching change.
New OU pitcher entering the game. We'll say hello to him when we return. UFCU Disch-Falk Field. Tied up at 3 in the bottom of the 10th. Well, Jackson Cleveland was put in a precarious situation for OU, helped him mitigate the damage. His night is done, and Gavin Jones, another one of the top arms out of the bullpen for Skip Johnson, will get his shot. But this is his story: 11 walks, 198 pitches. And so it's a tie game, 3-3, despite the fact that Texas has only had 6 hits in this game, and 5 of those coming in the 8th inning on. Gavin Jones, Jr. from White Oak, Texas, making his 10th appearance of the season.
You see the numbers, 9 2/3 innings of work. He struck out a player inning, but at times has struggled with commands, walking 7. He comes on here. Now the question is, on the other side, you got a leadoff base runner? Do you bunt him into scoring position? Jim Schlossnagle in Texas, not a big sacrifice team when you look at the total numbers of sacrifice on the year.
Well, you do have Casey Borba coming up after Anthony Pack Jr. But then in the 8 and 9 spot, that's where you have a couple of guys that entered as pinch hitters. So Becerra on first. Here comes Anthony Pack Jr., a true freshman. First pitch, he showed bunt. 97. This is out. So Gavin Jones last season was a two-way player for OU. Went 3 for 3 as a hitter. This season just trying to shut down opposing hitters. Here's the bunt, no.
I think you squared a bunt here, but take and see what you can get out of it. Struggle with command, make him throw a strike.
Shows bunt, fouled it back. Partner, it's starting to get a little chilly here tonight.
No.
You're not exactly dressed for the occasion.
Well, it's Texas.
And you're tough as nails. All right, so checking on Brian Hell, whole plate umpire. As these fans thought ahead, they brought blankets. Hell got contact. It looks shaken up. Let's see what happened.
That ricochet is the tough one, and it comes up and catches the bottom of the mask. It's like taking a punch to the face. If nobody's been in that scenario, the mask is there and it absorbs the blow, but you feel it all across of you because it definitely, that caught him in the shoulder worse than his mask.
I'm just going to take your word for it, Keith.
Tools of the trade.
Thank you. 2-1 to Pack. He showed bunt last pitch, fouled it back. Here it is again. And it's a strike. Held it out there, could not make contact. Jim Schlossnagle giving him the sign from the Texas dugout. Thought about it, did not go, and it's a full count. For the 13th time tonight for Texas hitters.
How do you put a runner in motion here? That would take a lot of guts right here. Lefty-lefty matchup.
Pack wanted it, swung through it. Huge strikeout, 99 on the gun from Gavin Jones.
Now, Pack trying to get it going, just tied him up inside, and that ball jumped out of his hands, did it? Jones, that's a big out for the Sooners.
Now you got Casey Borba. There are guys that are locked in, and then there's Casey. 11 RBI in SEC play. That's second behind Grady Neal of Alabama. Can he come up in the clutch? First pitch strike there from Gavin Jones. Last time up had a single. Before that, drew a walk. 2 walks drawn today. Dances out of the way of that from 96. Gavin Jones. Such a tough out is Casey Borba. 3rd-year Texas Longhorn out of California. And that gets away from Brunk. And it's going to allow Becerra to move up. Representing the winning run, he's now in scoring position. That's the first time that's happened to Brock in terms of it hurting. He's been a wall back there.
He's done an outstanding job here. And this was, and the one that fools you is when it's a fastball. You just don't anticipate a fastball being in the dirt, so it got by him. Boy, now what do? Do you put him on and
I think you
go after the next guy? I think that's what you do.
No reason to mess with a hitter as good as Borba here. Here comes Skip. Exchanging words with Brian Howell. I have no idea what ignited this. Was Skip saying he didn't want to walk him? Skip arguing balls and strikes.
I don't think anybody got tossed there, but there was definitely some hard feelings of what's going on. That's the intensity of what's happening here.
Now it's up to Ashton Larson. 2-1, the most important being Becerra at second base. Fouled back. Ashton Larson knows what it takes to win a championship. Did that at LSU. First 2 years with the Bayou Bengals. Spent his summer at the Cape, hit 300.
The outfield is so shallow here. It's going to be difficult to score on a base hit to the outfield.
Upstairs, 1-1.
I mean, the wind's blowing. If it's in the air, it's going to not. They can't hit it over your head, so you got to cut the distance down because that's the winning run at second base. So as a runner at second, you got to turn and look and say, you know what? I got to know where I can go and can't go.
As a hitter, are you thinking because of the wind in this situation, I got to get the ball down, lower trajectory?
Well, I played a lot of ball games in Wrigley Field, and there was most of the time it blew in, and you wanted on top of the baseball.
The 1-1 to Ashton Larson. Larson to left field. It's down! Texas walks it off! Championship pedigree from Ashton Larson. No moment too big for that young man. And Texas clinches the series.
Did a nice job. I mean, it's a lefty-lefty matchup. More times than not, you're thinking, well, doesn't want to get behind me. He's going to come after me with a heater. And Larson does a nice job just getting on top of it. It's like we were talking about, top half of the ball, get on top of it, down into the corner. And it's a really big comeback for Texas, being down 3-0 in this ball game and only had 1 hit in the 7th inning to find a way to win.
The emotions, well deserved. Texas, the first to 6 wins in SEC play. And a celebration like they had when they beat OU last season to clinch the SEC regular season title. Still a long ways away from that, partner, but they are looking like a team that can do it again.
Well, did a nice job, and that guy right there in the middle of your screen, Zach Cozart, major part of this win, came in and threw a 0 up. Did his job out of the pen.
So tough for OU because the biggest question wasn't how would they bounce back after that 14-0 loss. It was how would Cam Johnson look, and he looked brilliant to make this a game for OU.
No question. He came out, and it shows the intestinal fortitude of this Sooner ball club. They came out, they did everything they could do to win the ball game. They just found a team that had a will to win at the end.
12 walks issued by OU pitching. It's going to be tough to beat a Texas with a performance like that. Ashton Larson, his moment as a Texas Longhorn, walking it off in extra innings. Texas takes game number 2, 4-3, and looks for the sweep tomorrow. For Keith Moreland, I'm Noah Galindo. Thank you so much for watching SEC Baseball.